Denzel Washington is a two-time Oscar winner, three-time Golden Globe winner. He just picked up another Golden Globe nomination for his brand new movie. He stars in and directs Fences, based on the play by August Wilson. He plays a sanitation worker living in Pittsburgh in 1957 with his wife and son. Take a look.
I latched on to her and told her, baby, I don't want to marry. I just want to be your man. Rose told me, tell him what you told me, Rose.
I told him if he wasn't a mankind, and move out the way so the mankind could find me.
That's what she told me. You're in my way, you're blocking the view, move out the way so I can find me a husband. I thought it over 2-3 days.
Well,
Come
no,
back.
2-3 days, nothing. You was back the same night.
Come back, told her, okay, baby, but I'm gonna buy me a banty rooster and put him out there in the backyard, and when he see a stranger come, he gonna flap his wings and crow.
Denzel, welcome back. Good to see you.
My pleasure.
I've known you long enough where I don't think I need to flatter you. Is that fair? Fair. All right. I will tell you, and I've told a lot of people this, the first time I ever saw an actor completely disappear in a role was you playing Malcolm X. Mm-hmm. I never saw Denzel Washington. I only saw Malcolm X. And I watched this last night, and I got that same kind of a feeling. I watched you disappear into Troy Maxson.
Thank you.
Fair?
Fair.
Why? Why'd you like him so much?
You know, we had the luxury of 114 performances on Broadway. August Wilson is one of the greatest writers in American theater history. So the characters are rich and full, and once you find them, and even when you find them, there's always new things to discover, and it's just a testament to his great writing.
And even with your career and with your resume and all the incredible movies that you've been in, and I could go through the laundry list of them, you have said this is the best material you've ever worked with.
Period. With the possible exception of A Soldier's Play, which became A Soldier's Story, also a Pulitzer Prize-winning. Now, I've had great roles that I've had to sometimes doctor scripts and things like that, but raw material, if you will, this is by far the best.
So the word raw is a good word, because I'm watching the movie last night, and Troy Maxson is a raw character. He is he can go from being jovial at one moment to being incredibly bitter at another. It's right below the surface with him. Give the audience a sense of why that bitterness is there.
He's frustrated because he didn't make it to the major leagues. He happens not to mention, at least early on, that it was because he got locked up. But his frustration for him not making it is taken out on his son and everybody else around him.
And when I watched you go to that place of bitterness, I'm thinking you must be able to connect to that, to portray that. So how do you even get yourself in that mindset as a guy who's lived a wonderful life?
That's the brilliance of the writing. It's all there. It's like Shakespeare. In fact, it's called American Shakespeare. That emotion, that psychological situation is all in the words. If you play it, it's there.
Scott Rudin, I guess, came to you a long time
7 years ago.
Right, and talked to you about either acting in this or directing it or both, and you hesitated. I'm curious why, if the material was so rich in August Wilson's words.
I didn't hesitate. I read it, and I realized I hadn't read the play. I had seen the play in the 80s with James Earl Jones, Courtney Vance. I saw it more through Corey's eyes because I was closer to his age. So when I read the play, I called Scott and said, I want to do the play. He said, you want to do the play? I said, yeah, let's do the play. He said, okay, give me a couple of days. And we raised the money. And I think we were one of the most nominated dramas in the history of the Tonys, won all, great awards. And so then I already knew it was a great play. Then I knew, okay, I can play the part.
It's been said that August Wilson, when he was approached and said maybe this would be a great movie one day, he had one requirement, and he said, I would like an African American to direct it. After directing it and starring in it, do you know why he said that?
Culture. I've said this before. Scorsese could have directed Schindler's List. Spielberg would have done a great job, probably, on Goodfellas. It's so easy to just say race. It's actually culture. They're both white, I think. It's about the cultural differences. I know what hair, a woman's hair smells like when it's being hot comb, or what do you call it, with a hot comb or a hot iron on a Sunday morning. There are cultural differences. And you have to understand those, really know those cultural differences to approach this work.
Unfortunately, I didn't get to see you in this on Broadway.
Oh, yeah.
But having watched this last night, I can tell people, go see this.
Yeah, because, it's great writing, and maybe I won't even say it's tougher. You got to, but you do have to listen. You know, he's a wordsmith, and to be honest, I need the audience because I have a 9-picture deal with HBO, and I am planning to produce them all, but this one's first, so we have to put our best foot forward.
Well, if word of mouth counts for anything, count me in.
Fair enough.
Denzel, always good to see you. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you.
And we want to tell you, Fences opens on Christmas Day.